Oh, this angle is a fucking choice. There is literally no flattering angle. Right, hello, YouTube. It's been a minute. I'm here with a book review. Shit. It has been a minute since my last video. That is mainly because I was doing a reading vlog that I think I filmed everything for. I filmed updates for it and everything, but I didn't film an outro. So it hasn't gone up because I don't fucking want to. My mom's dog is outside. He loves being outside and running around, but he is loud as fuck, so he's of course barking his fucking head off. So anyway, no telling when that vlog will come out or if it even will, but I wanted to do a book review for you today. Fuck. I was lucky enough to get an ARC from the author. He very generously sent it to me. And the book is Them by McKay Watson. You may know McKay from his BookTube channel. He came out with an extreme horror novella. Initially, I was going to wait to do this until I had a physical copy of the book. That hasn't happened yet. I did, however, buy the Kindle edition. It was like $6. Anyway, so let's just dive in. Them is an extreme horror novella following Jeanette. Jeanette is just kind of your average, normal, everyday person. She's stuck at a job she hates. She's trying to make ends meet, just basically trying to survive till payday. And we come into the story following her. She's just had like the worst fucking like shit week at work. She just wants to go home, have her sushi, have her Prosecco, watch The Shining on HBO. And while she's doing all this, trying to unwind and decompress from her hell of a work week, so the storm starts rolling in, and then there's this like emergency alert that's on everywhere. It's like every channel, and it's like everyone stay inside, like we don't know what's happening, but like some shit's going down. And then she gets this like knock on the door, and it's this guy that she's been seeing, but to her knowledge, he didn't know where she lived. Like he's never come over before. They've always met up in a neutral location. So she's like, that's kind of funky. You know, that's suspicious. That's weird. So like very quickly, she's like, you know, something's kind of fucky about this situation. Spoiler alert, it's not the actual guy. It is one of them. Cue ominous music. What happens is there's these weird doppelganger things we don't really know. Are they aliens? Are they some weird like eldritch horror thing? They go around posing as people that you know, to gain access to your homes, lull you into a false sense of security, and then, So this book, as I said, it's extreme horror, and when I say extreme, I mean extreme. Before you even get to the actual story, there's a warning that says this is extreme horror, It has every trigger, you name it, it's probably in here. So if you're somebody that gets triggered easily, or there's like something where you're like, that is my line in the sand, I can do most things, but I can't do that, I would proceed with caution or go look up more specific triggers, because they're pretty much all in here, which is par for the course from what I've seen so far of extreme horror. I'm kind of a newbie at extreme horror, but so far my experience has been that it's kind of like a no holds barred, anything goes kind of thing. And it's not glorifying any of it, but it's showing like this is fucked up shit that happens every day. I guess it kind of goes into like my kind of thing of, I like horror where people are the real monsters. And this book kind of plays into that a little bit. So we follow Jeanette. She's trying to survive. She meets different people along the way. Obviously, it's an extreme horror, so not a whole lot goes well. Things start to go left really, really quickly. There is a little bit of buildup in the beginning, and then you just hit the ground running, and it's like thing after thing after thing, event after event after event. And it's just nonstop, and then you get like a little bit of a lull there in the middle, where it's not like nothing happens, but you can tell it's kind of like the deep breath before you start screaming again, where, she's not in direct danger yet, but it's coming because it's always coming. I don't want to give away a bunch of spoilers because, again, it is a novella, but it's really one that once it starts, it doesn't stop. So this book, first of all, I gave it 5 stars. I went into it knowing that it was gonna be fucked up, and it really delivered. Like, holy It is fucked up. There's gore. There is just disgusting shit. I actually finished this book. It was dinner time and I made the stupid fucking decision to like try and read and eat. I had to put my food down. Like, it was fucking nasty, which I knew and is by design. So did what it needed to do. The way I feel about this book is it's kind of like if The Purge and Resident Evil had a baby and that baby was a fucking psychopath. That's kind of like what this book is. It's fast-paced, a lot happens. There's definitely like this sense of urgency during the book where, you know, you got to keep going, you got to keep moving. Like, if you stay in one place, you will die, and you will die horribly. It was very gripping, could not put it down. He gave like just enough description. Like, I mean, you know how some authors, they don't really describe anything, and it's like, well, how am I supposed to picture this? But then on the flip side, you have these authors that describe every leaf on every fucking tree, and you're like, okay, I'm getting fucking bored. I'm losing interest. McKay found this like really great sweet spot where he gave like just enough detail, just enough description. I could visualize in my mind the scene and the setting and everything that was going on, but it still left just enough room open for interpretation that I could kind of imagine it the way I wanted to, where it didn't feel like I was locked into like a specific image in my mind. McKay does not hold back at all. I know a popular phrase is kill your darlings. He went like one step further and did like torture, maim, and kill your darling. Nobody gets out of this unscathed. It is a fucking wild ride. There were definitely scenes that kind of almost felt like a horror video game. This is like weird and specific. Most people would go to like, oh, it felt like a movie. For me, it felt like a horror game. I know a lot of extreme horror is stuff that you can find on Kindle Unlimited. If you know anything about Kindle Unlimited, the quality kind of varies. And, you know, you got some stuff that is really great and is like on par with traditional publishing. And then you have stuff that's like kind of more on par with Wattpad, which is fine as long as you know what you're getting and you're okay with that. Everyone's going to be different. I was really impressed with the quality of McKay's writing. It felt very professional. It felt cohesive. There was like one or two little typos. No, I read this as an arc, so there's gonna be little things like that, you know, a typo here or autocorrect was on its bullshit. Little things like that that don't really take away from the book in any way. It's just little things that you can go in and correct really quick. Stylistically, it was very easy to read. It was very straightforward. I think this was a really solid book, especially for a debut. I think the author, McKay, I haven't mentioned his name is McKay. He has a booktube channel. Did I mention that? In all seriousness, I think he could really go places, especially if he continues to write. And I will most definitely be checking out anything he does decide to do in the future. If you like extreme horror, I would definitely recommend picking this up. A solid 5 stars for me. Just keep in mind the trigger warnings and the fact that this is extreme horror. So you are going to be exposed to some extreme and triggering situations. This is no holds barred. Didn't pull any punch. So I would just recommend it with that caveat to just know yourself and know your limit. That's going to be it for me for now. I will be coming back at you with another video that I am going to hopefully film right now while I have the motivation and the quiet. All right, I will see you next time.